So you're trying to get a teaching job in the United States? Well, you got to the right channel. In today's video, I will be talking about some of the key initial steps you need to take if you are seeking an international teaching job here in the United States. Now, if you're joining this channel for the first time, welcome. In this video, I will be giving you a list of things that you should have on your list if teaching in the United States is on your bucket list. Without any further ado, let's get straight into it. So, as a foreigner, if you are really serious and ready to get started on this process, then one of the main things you want to start thinking about is the type of visas they usually offer teachers. And you want to also ensure that you are eligible to work in the United States on this type of visa. Now, one of the main visas that teachers are given in the United States is the H-1B visa. However, J-1 visa is also very popular. So this means you need to check the visa requirements for H-1B visa, check the visa requirements for J-1 visa, and see if you meet those criteria. If you're new to this channel, you can check around. There are other videos that explain what is it you need for a H-1B or a J-1 visa. Or if you have more questions, please put them in the comment section below. Another critical thing you need to think about if you are considering teaching in the United States is to ensure that you have the necessary qualifications. Now, for the H-1B visa, you need a bachelor's degree in education. In some school districts, they will take a bachelor's degree that's not in education, but specifically if you're already here in the United States. Most times, if you're outside of the United States, they're going to require that your bachelor's degree be in education. Okay? They are seeking people who are experienced in teaching and also can bring to the table some bright ideas for their school district. Additionally, the J-1 visa has more requirements. I'm just going to leave in the description a link to my podcast where I shared about H-1B and J-1 visas. So you can learn more about that there. So let's go to the next key detail that is needed if you are seeking a job in the United States. You are going to need to evaluate your foreign credentials. So if, for example, you're living outside of the United States, you are from Cuba, you're from Jamaica, you're from Kenya, wherever you're from, your degree is not an American degree, and they want to make sure that your degree is equivalent to an American degree. Therefore, you need to get your credentials evaluated. This is one of the critical steps that a lot of people think they can get past and wait for the last minute to get their credentials evaluated. I always say, if you are sure you need a job in the United States, then you need to go ahead and start getting your credentials evaluated, because you're going to have that on hand. You're going to use it with the different job opportunities you may come across. And in most cases, it's valid for up to 5 years. In addition to getting your credentials evaluated, you want to make sure whichever company you are choosing to get your credentials evaluated, they are approved by NACES. Now, you might say, who's NACES? NACES is the National Association of Credential Evaluation Services, and they have approved members. You want to make sure that whoever is evaluating your transcript is an approved member of NACES. Now, if you stay tuned to this channel, I will be doing a video about the approved NACES companies. So that will be coming up in my upcoming video about the approved NACES members. That way you ensure you don't get your credentials evaluated and then it's not an approved member. Additionally, in that video, I will share with you a company that is recognized in most states. So stay tuned for that video. Another key detail you want to take into consideration when you are thinking to get a teaching job in the United States is that you want to research their certification requirements. That is their teaching license. Every state in the United States has their own requirements for teaching license. every state have a test that is required to get a teaching license. I mentioned in a previous video, as an international teacher, you may not need to have a license up front at the same time you're seeking the job, but in any instance, in the long run, you may need that license. As an international teacher with your foreign credentials, you may be eligible for an international teaching license. However, if you need a license like what the American teachers have, then you may, or in most instances, will be required to do the teaching license exam. And every state has a different exam or similar exams. So that's something you need to take into consideration as well. I should add also that some states will have alternative routes. For example, if you're living in the United States and you may be a permanent resident, or you might have, good status here in the United States and you're trying to transition to teach, then there might be some alternate routes that you could take to become a licensed teacher in the United States. There are many ways to go about it. You will not know until you start doing your research, but leave the research up to me. If you need more information, you can always reach out to me on supremacyconnect.com. For a small fee, you can get the services you require. Check out supremacyconnect.com and see what is it that you are interested in, or send a message to find out if a service you are requiring is offered through supremacyconnect.com. Another critical thing you need to be thinking about if you're seeking a job in the United States is your language proficiency. United States, it's a English language speaking country. Yes, they have different languages. They have Spanish, they have French. The main language spoken is English. And somebody might argue and say, no, that's not true because whatever. But it depends on which state you're in, what the main language is. But I can tell you, the main language that education is given in the United States is English. So they want to make sure that you are proficient in English. So if you are from a country whose first language is not English, you may want to do an English proficiency test and get qualifying results that you will be able to show your employer that you are proficient in English language. Some of these tests could include the TOEFL or the IELTS exams. So now that we talk about some of the basic things that you need to be thinking about, you need to have, which are you are eligible, you have the credentials, your credentials are evaluated, you can speak English fluently, as well as what are the requirements for the teaching license. What next should you do? Is you're going to start doing your job search. Now, in the United States, a lot of school districts are short on teachers. Yes, they need teachers. Also, you find that there's a lot of agencies that are working with school districts in finding teachers. You need to start first seeking these school districts that are needing teachers. And one way of doing that is going to the school district's website and seeing what type of job opportunities they're offering. Some school districts, they will tell you right there on their website that they sponsor international teachers. And as I said, if you're a member of this channel, you would have seen I showed you a platform in South Carolina where teachers are needed. And some of the school districts specify on the website that international teachers are welcomed. Okay, so once you have everything in hand, it's time for the job search. Go on the different websites, see what the availabilities are, put your applications in. If you want to go through an agency, sometimes going through an agency, it's easier because that way the agency is seeking that job for you. There are a lot of J1 program sponsors here in the United States that are seeking teachers to be placed in school districts. You can check those J1 agencies out and see which one you would want to go with and find a job through them. There are other private companies that work with school districts and they seek teachers also for different school districts. So it's always a good idea to secure your consultation session through supremacyconnect.com, where you can get additional information about teaching in the United States. Once you've started your job search, you also want to start doing some networking. Networking is always important, guys. What do I mean by networking? You want to connect with educational professionals. You want to attend conferences. You want to join online platforms and social media groups, because networking will allow you to learn more about obtaining a teaching job in the United States. Now, I keep going back to this channel. For those who are members of this channel, you know we are big on international teachers. And so what some of the subscribers have done, they have created a Telegram group. This is another way for you to network. In that Telegram group, you will be privy to videos that are uploaded to this channel as soon as they're uploaded. You will also be privy to other teachers who are seeking. You can network with those teachers. Find the link for the Telegram group in the description below. Another thing you want to do after you start searching for jobs and networking, you want to start preparing your application materials. Yes. You want to make sure you have these application materials on hand so that whenever you are applying for a job, you have them. These include your resume, your cover letter. And yes, you're going to adjust your cover letter for each job opportunity and each school district and what their requirements are. But you want to make sure you have a standard cover letter, and then you can tweak it for the different school district. Your resume, make sure that it is up to date with all the information that is needed. Another important thing you want to have in your job application materials is your teaching portfolio. I know a lot of people, they're not big on teaching portfolios, but go ahead and start putting your teaching portfolio together. That's something you can show your prospective employer about your journey so far in teaching. Some employers are really astonished about teachers with teaching portfolios, especially if you have a very good one that's going to grab their attention. So put your teaching portfolios together. Don't forget to add in your teaching philosophy, your teaching experience, as well as your qualifications in your teaching portfolio. And again, you're going to tailor your materials for each job. Yes, you already have them, and you can just send them off for any opportunity that comes up. But sometimes you want to read the job description and tailor your cover letter and your portfolio to match what is being required in that job description, if you understand what I'm saying. Now that you have all those in hand, you need to start applying for the different teaching positions that you are qualified to teach. So you want to start applying for teaching positions that align with your credentials, your qualifications, your experience. I know a teacher may reach out to me and say, I have a bachelor's degree in biology. Can I also apply to teach chemistry or physics? Now, if you know on your credentials evaluation, you have subjects that you did in chemistry and biology, you know it's a mixture of the different sciences that you had to do to get that biology degree. You have some experience in teaching physics and chemistry. You can apply for that job as well. Okay. Your first preference would be to apply to teach biology, but don't let that hinder you. Be smart. Think about what other subjects can you teach with your bachelor's degree. Most importantly, you want to follow the application instructions. Every school district will provide you with the instructions they want you to follow. Some school districts might say you need to send your cover letter, your resume to a specific email address. Do it. Some might say you need to apply on their online portal and upload your cover letter, your resume, your recommendations, upload them. Some of them you may not need to upload them at that same time, but you can fill the application in with your recommendations, your reference When I say recommendation, I'm talking about your references. You can fill in the references information and then upload the letters after you have gotten them from your references. But you want to make sure you have on hand your resume or cover letter, because I already told you this, that you need to prepare your application materials. Okay, guys? Now, let's take a pause for a minute. Let's take a pause for a minute before I go into the other things that you will need to make sure you have on hand. If you are interested in obtaining, purchasing one of these lovely global educator sweatshirts, and talking up I'm now targeting teachers who are already here in the United States. And I know I have a lot of international teachers here in the United States that follow this channel. Go ahead and show your support by getting yourself one of these sweatshirts. Very comfy, nice for this season. Also, a 40% discount off. Okay, Global Educator, or you can choose the one that says International Teachers Rock. 40% off sweatshirts. You can be hoodie or not. Whichever one you'd like, let me know. Reach out to me. You know how to find me on IG, and we can arrange how you can get your sweatshirts. Let's move on. The next thing you're going to need to do is to prepare for your interviews. Yes, that's something I'm also going to be providing on this channel, some interview questions, and you can also get those privately done through my website, supremacyconnect.com, where I can share with you all that I know. Yes. So prepare for your interviews. You want to be prepared for your interview. You don't want to go into your interview as if you don't know anything. You want to make sure you're studying for your interview. You're going to research the school district. You're going to look at their mission. You're going to look at their vision. You're going to understand what their educational philosophy is. You're going to practice some common interview questions and be ready for that interview. You're going to nail it. Okay? Don't come all this way and then not do good on your interview. All right. Once you are successful on your interview, then another key step is your visa application. Yes, some of us are very intimidated by going to the embassy to get our visas. But again, you're going to study for some possible visa questions. Again, that will be shared on this website. And you know already what I'm going to say. You can get all of these privately done through supremacyconnect.com. So you're going to study for your visa application. You're going to apply for it. You're going to get the assistance that you need from the school districts in getting the paperwork to get this interview done. So these are just some of the things, guys. These are just some of the things. If this video provided you with some good quality information for your first steps in applying for an international teaching job, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you've not subscribed as yet. Don't forget to share with somebody who you know are thinking about teaching in the United States. I might need this invaluable information provided here today. All right. If there's something else you'd like to learn about, go ahead and put it in the comment section below and I will be responding. Don't forget to join the Telegram group if you're interested in teaching the United States. As I mentioned earlier, it was created by subscribers. So you will be networking with other subscribers who are seeking international teaching job in the United States. Now, remember that the process may vary depending on the state and the district that you are applying to. It's essential, guys, for you to be proactive, stay informed, and be persistent in your job search. Additionally, consulting with an immigration lawyer may be vital in your visa application process. If the school district has an immigration lawyer, very good. You can ask that immigration lawyer all the questions in the world and they should be able to provide it. You may also need somebody who is experienced in teaching in the United States to get insights from that person. That's me. That insights can be provided through supremacyconnect.com. Now, guys, please remember, when you go to supremacyconnect.com, there is a fee. So if you go on and you fill out the form and you put all your information in and you upload your resume, I'm sorry, but you will not get a response until you pay your fee and set up your appointment for us to meet one-on-one. And then we can talk and you can ask me all the questions in the world. Again, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.